hype been like around the island for the contest? Is everybody else getting hyped up about it? Are people hitting you
Yeah,
up?
yeah. I mean, like the other day out at Pipe, there was like over 100 people out, and it was absolute chaos out there. And everybody kept telling me like, "Yeah, you got the wild card. Are you excited? Are you gonna smash it? Like, what are you gonna do?" Like, and I kind of just like shrugged off all the questions because I really just don't like to think about it. I really just want to wait for the day and for the time, and just I think if I think about it too much, I end up like going crazy.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, one thing you should be hyped about it. If there's 100 people out there, at least you should be hyped about having only what 3 or 4 people out there with you. Like that's something to work forward to, right?
It's definitely something I'm very much looking forward to. I just hope that we score like really good waves
Yeah.
because that's kind of like the main thing I care about at Pipe. It's like catching a good wave with nobody out, nobody's in your way, nobody's paddle battling you. You don't have to worry about anything. It's just you and the ocean.
How do you feel coming into this one, having just won the Pipe Masters? Does that affect your mentality or your game plan at all coming into it?
Well, I definitely feel like that was a confidence booster, you know, winning two major events out at Pipe, like it kind of means something. The first one, it was very special, but I was like, wow, I wonder if I could ever like, repeat that, do that again. And I was able to do it again. So I was like, okay, like I must be pretty good out here then.
Definitely. What about coming into this one as a wild card? Does that like affect you? Do you have a game plan when you're coming in, or is it like because everyone's kind of starting from scratch anyway, since it's the first contest on the CT?
Yeah. Right. This is the first contest on the CT. So everybody is kind of I think everybody's kind of like in a little bit of a funk on the first contest just because there's been so much time off. There's been like a giant like gap between like surfing waves of consequence like pipeline and surfing, like other waves that have like nothing to do with like the consequences that like pipeline presents. So I think it's kind of like a lot for everybody to wrap their heads around and put themselves in that position to just, start going on waves that you never would normally want to try to go on.
What about being a wild card, as in the fact that most of the time those people are like hometown? You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of like have the one up of everybody else. Do you feel
For
more pressure
sure.
from that or not so much?
Yeah, so like the wild card is typically like, the best local surfer at that venue. And for me, yeah, I am the best local surfer for the women's side at Pipeline. And it definitely is a pressure. But then also if you look at, the women that are in the draw, they are all such amazing barrel riders and they have been taking a lot of time to practice. And this past year at Chopo, everybody did really well, like it was impressive. It was awesome to watch like the women get better and better at barrel riding. So I'm interested to see how this year will be because the first year you could tell a lot of the women were not comfortable and they didn't really know how to approach pipeline. So last year nobody really got a chance from the men's side and the women's side to really surf real pipeline. The waves are very small and it was unfortunate that we didn't get any good waves, but hopefully this year we're going to score some firing pipeline and then we can see like how the women's side of the draw have improved in that realm of surfing.
They call you the queen of pipeline, right? So how have you like noticed the female presence at Pipe like grown through your lifetime even? Like I know I'm sure when you were younger there wasn't that many. Have you seen like more of a growth there with the females?
I think from a local standpoint, um, on a day-to-day basis when like professional surfers are not in town, I will still be like the only girl out at Pipe, just like in a local sense. But when like the girls around from other parts of the world are traveling to Hawaii and they're here in the winter season, they will be out there practicing. And I don't know if it's like they're I mean, yeah, I think a lot of the girls are practicing because there is a contest out at Pipe now. So I think that's what has brought the women out to Pipeline, is the sense that there is this contest now that they have to compete in, and they need to get to learn the wave. But prior to this, when there was no event out at Pipeline, I think there was no real need for women to be like, okay, I'm just gonna go surf Pipeline, because it is a really scary wave, and I think a lot of women, including myself, are scared out there.
I just wanted to get your thoughts about like Carissa and Steph like walking away from the CT this year to like take a little break. What do you think about that? Are you a little sad to see them go for a little bit?
I could like start crying about Carissa in particular. I love Steph because Steph is like, and she's amazing. She's an icon, but it's different when it's a girl from Hawaii, like your hometown hero. And I think that Carissa is like, she deserves a break. She works so hard. So does Steph. I feel like both of them have just been working so hard their entire lives at our sport. And I think they do need a break. I think it's going to be awesome for them to step back from competition and to enjoy, like, normal life outside of competing, because in being a professional athlete, there is like so much stress involved, and there's so much dedication, and it's really like a lifestyle of like discipline. So I think it will be really nice for them to just like kind of breathe a little bit and cut loose, and enjoy surfing outside of competition for once.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if
What
I was
is the
there, I'd be happy to relax.
yeah, right. It's a lot. It's a lot of traveling too, you know.
Yeah.
What does the future hold for you for the rest of the year? Do you have any plans after Pipe? Are you gonna try and get in any more CT events? I don't know if how the wild cards work and stuff like that, but what's your
Yeah,
plan?
I'm not exactly sure how the wild cards work either, but yeah, I mean, anytime there's a CT event, I would love to be in it. I would love to be a wild card, but not actually at every single venue. I would only want to be a wild card at Pipe, Fiji, and Tahiti because it's whirling lefts.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think everybody would like to go there.
Yeah, that's all I want. I'm like, everyone else, you guys can have all the other wild cards. Like, if I could just pick these wild cards, I'd be very happy. But I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah. What about out of the water? Do you have any like projects that you're working on or anything that you're looking
Yeah,
forward to for the rest of the year?
I'm currently starting a business with my husband, so I'm really excited about that. We're planning on going on a couple surf trips. Hopefully, create a little surf film this year. Um, yeah, I kind of just go where the wind takes me. I don't want to sound like a soul surfer, but I kind of am. I'm kind of just like that person that doesn't really like to have a super strict lifestyle. I kind of just like to go with opportunities that present themselves and go with the flow.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds nice. What about the Surf Girls show, the Amazon show?
Yeah,
How did that come up?
so
How did that come about? And is there gonna like be any more seasons?
yeah, I think it's safe to say that we will likely get a season 2. That's definitely being talked about right now. We've had so much positive feedback about Surf Girls Hawaii, and I didn't think, that we would reach so many people and that it would be like that mainstream and have such, positive feedback, and it did. So I was really surprised and taken back by that. But they really shared our stories in such an authentic and real, beautifully like put raw way. And very organically, and it really spoke to not only me, because like I mean, I could be biased because it's me, and I know all the girls are like all my best friends, but it really was so different than what I thought it was going to be, and everyone in my family was like blown away. They're like, wow, like this actually turned out like super, like, genuinely awesome. And I was like, yeah, it did. Like, this is way better than I thought it was going to turn out. And I love that our stories are reaching people that aren't even a part of the surf world and have never even heard of surfing before. When I was in Huntington Beach for the US Open this past year, a family came up to me and they were like, "Are you Moana from Surf Girls?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And they're like, the two little girls, they're probably no older than 10 years old, and they told me, like, "We started our first surf lessons last week because of you and Surf Girls." And I was like, "What? Like, that's so amazing." And so many people have been messaging me, like, telling me that they've started surfing, they're learning how to surf because of our show. And I was like, wow, that's like kind of the best thing ever.